One of his hires, assuaging some of the concerns, particularly amongst Republicans, about how Donald Trump will deal with Republicans on Capitol Hill. The other, raising alarm bells in both parties. The polar opposite, a man who has operated on the Republican fringe as executive chairman of Breitbart.com, one with a known talent for riling up the grassroots while maintaining close ties to the alt-right movement, within which anti-Semitism and racist tropes are pervasive.
But you are who you have around you, and the Jekyll and Hyde thing is of your own creation, not ours. I mean, Bannon reached out to Marine Le Pen. You know, I mean, her grandfather founded the National Front political party. He was an anti-Semite. He was quoted as saying the races are unequal. Bannon reaches out to someone like that to work with the administration, because Steve Bannon is not an ordinary placement in the White House. He is a promoter of the alt-right and a very controversial guy. How does that square with Trump being different than he was in the campaign?
Well, Chris, if you've seen the president-elect since the election, he's taken a very measured tone. He's made it very clear that he's going to get to work for the American people right away, and that he's moved past the election. And what I think is frustrating is when we see so much news coverage, particularly on this network, unfortunately, on the issues that divide us following the election. I think that's irresponsible, to be quite frankly with you.
But the challenge is to unite. Steve Bannon is not a statement of unity. This is a man whose wife said he didn't want his girls in a school because they had too many Jews there. Breitbart is what it is. Ted Cruz, whom you worked for, used to point to it as a poison affecting his own party. How is that a nod towards unity?
Chris, again, I think that your focus on trying to divide people, I think is...
Not fair, Jason.
Chris,
not fair.
Chris,
you
exactly
put Bannon in position, not me. I don't put out the headlines on Breitbart. He does. He is seen as the architect of a very effective strategy that Donald Trump used during the election, which you guys now say needs to be left behind. But you're bringing the architect of it with you. That's not on me.
Chris, since day one.
As the president has said that he will be a unifier and bring all of America together, Steve Bannon is someone who is not that. He is someone who has led Breitbart, which is not just another news site. This is a media site that has perpetuated the alt-right, which even if you don't accept it, it does exist, that has had headlines that are anti-Semitic, that have had racist headlines. He is someone whose ex-wife said in court papers that he said he does not like Jewish people. Do you have any concerns about him being in the president's inner circle at all?
No, I think Donald Trump can filter any of that out if, in fact, that exists or whether that's done. You know,
it does exist. These are facts.
And I don't think that the association with some former website diminishes President-elect Trump's ability to make good decisions for the country and accomplish what he wants to accomplish.
Before we move on, it's not some former website. It is a website that has very much been part of this, you know, what has been a divisive election in America. And Steve Bannon, up until, you know, just before when he joined the campaign, was the one leading it, and all those headlines circulating.